Hey everybody, Mike Les here, and I'm going to take you along to Jackson Hole, Wyoming. My wife and I are headed out there, and I'm going to meet my son Andrew and his fiance Lexi. And Andrew and I are going to get some snowmobiling in, and we are going to attend the World Championship Hill Climb, the 43rd annual hill climb at Jackson Hole, Wyoming at Snow King Mountain. So anyways, on the way out here, just showing you a couple things. A little grass fire there, fire truck coming. There's Kinsey Manufacturing in Williamsburg, Iowa. And of course we took I-80 all the way out and passing some of the windmill blades and so forth as we come through or coming up on Council Bluffs, Iowa here. A lot of times if we leave our house when we go out to Salt Lake City to see Andrew, we'll leave about 3 o'clock in the morning and we can make it to Sidney, Nebraska in one day. That's a pretty big day of driving, and that puts us about 8 hours from Salt Lake City. But anyways, Andrew's just going to meet us up there with his snowmobile, and then I'm going to be renting a snowmobile from Togety Mountain Lodge. I did not see really any of the flooding in Nebraska from Interstate 80. I did see a couple places where it was over the road, but coming up on Kearney, Nebraska right here, and took a little time and got off Interstate 80 and took some pictures and so forth in western Nebraska and Wyoming. And like I said, just showing you some of those shots. When we got to Sidney, Nebraska, we got there about mid-afternoon, and I did stop at Dinklage Feed Yard here, and I'll have a video of that coming up. But just real quick here, feed yard off of Interstate 80 that you can't really see. It's west of Sidney there, but real nice place with bluffs in the background there, and that would be Interstate 80 on the backside of that. I did go to the office here at the feed yard and ask for permission to get a drone shot, and as long as I was off the property, which I did from down the road they were on, and also found some nice old Versatiles out here in western Nebraska, a couple other tractors, and right on the Wyoming state line you'll see one coming up here as well. So right now we're just coming up on Pine Bluffs, Wyoming, and stopped here to check out a few things, and seen this train coming, so thought I'd get a shot of it for you. So I've stopped here at the Pine Bluff, Wyoming exit before to get fuel and so forth, but you can always see this Our Lady of the Peace Shrine here from Interstate 80 be on the south side, right on the state line. So we had a little time here, so we pulled off here, and as we were going in, found this Versatile tractor here. But anyways, this is statues over 30 foot tall, and just stopped to see it, but the road had snow on it, so we didn't get to it. So anyways, then into Wyoming, found this beautiful bi-directional tractor out here, and after many more hours of traveling, we made it out to the Grand Tetons. So we was just out here in December. They've got quite a bit more snow since we were here last, but always like to stop and take pictures of this because it is quite beautiful. So we rolled in the Jackson Hole finally, and got checked into the hotel, and Andrew called, and there was a moose at the Wells Fargo Bank, so we drove over there to check it out. So there's a couple moose wandering around Jackson, Wyoming, and this one walked through the drive-through of the bank here and decided to sit down and take it easy. So that's definitely not something you see every day, but certainly pretty neat. And while I was looking at that, went around, a couple mule deer there feasting on the pines, and went around to McDonald's and met up with Andrew and Lexi. So it's my understanding this moose has been hanging out right here between McDonald's and Wells Fargo Bank quite a bit this winter. And there's Andrew. He's got his M8000 loaded up, ready to hit the snow with me the next day. And since I don't get to take pictures of moose every day, get one more picture snuck in here from across the McDonald's parking lot. Of course, I've been to Jackson, Wyoming quite a few times in my life, so try to find somewhere different to eat. So we went to a Mexican restaurant right by our hotel, and next day then Andrew and I headed up to Togety Mountain Lodge, unloaded his snowmobile. I went over and got my rental, and I started out with an Arctic Cat M8000 is what I rented. And they must have given me a bad one because I didn't get a mile down the trail. It started overheating, and first I thought it was the ice scratchers, and pulled the side panel off, found out it was low on coolant, so I took it back. They was out of Arctic Cat, so I had to settle for a Polaris, which was fine. It was I really liked it, so it was a good sled. But anyways, snow was real good out here, a little bit hard. It's deep, but it was a little bit hard. Of course, we're not riding on the trails, and we got up into the mountains there, or the hillsides and in the trees, and we found some snow that we could trench into, so overheating was not an issue as far as that goes. And we found some good places to play and had a lot of fun. I didn't put my GoPro on till in the afternoon there, so I got no GoPro footage from the Arctic Cat, which I only got to ride it about 5 miles anyhow. But anyways, it's like that. Do I want to ride or do I want to take video? And I come here to ride, so I do have some footage. Of course, it seems like the best stuff that happens during the day is never when you have the camera on. But anyways, like I said, we had a great day of riding, and I'm going to share some of that with you here coming up for the next several minutes. Of course, Andrew and I rode here back in December. And they had quite a bit of snow then, but they definitely got a lot more. So anyways, here's a couple shots of cabin we found out in the wilderness, and I'm going to share the rest of my adventure with you here. And I don't know what it is about the camera, but it seems like when you're hill climbing and so forth, the camera never gets the picture of how steep some of the hills are and so forth. But anyways, we found some real good creek bottoms and some hill climbing and so forth. And like I said, had a great day. Andrew just put that new exhaust can on his M8000. It sounds great. He's just now got over 1,000 miles on that sled, and I got to ride it a little bit. Good running snowmobile. One thing with this mountain riding is we do not put near the miles on like we do when we go up to Michigan and you're trail riding. I don't know, 30, 40, 50 miles out here during the day playing in the deep snow and stuff really kicks your butt. When we go to Michigan, you know, I was used to trail riding anywhere from 200 to 300. I think we did almost 400 miles one day. But anyways, totally different out here when it comes to the amount of miles you ride. But it's a lot more fun out here. This will be my 3rd year riding out in Rockies and so forth, and absolutely love it. Just wish I lived a little closer so I could do it every weekend. Okay, gonna have some seafood salad here in the mountains. Nice little lunch spot we got.
On my way.
Hey, I'm gonna cut through the trees and jump that.
Okay, I'll get you.
And Andrew got sucked in by a tree, so I'm going to go up here and spin around, come back down, give him a ski pull, and help him get out of there. So I ended up, we got him out pretty easily, a couple ski pulls, and then I went back in this trench to take a picture, and then I fell down in through up to my waist, so I had to crawl out of that. But anyways, this happens. I guess only got stuck twice today, so not too bad. Overall, pretty good day, but you can see the snow set up pretty good.
Oh fuck. That's what happened to me.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm fearing for my life. Yeah. Okay, so he's out. This was a fun place to find right here, this creek bottom. We played here quite a bit more. Didn't get it all on video, but I think this is one of the best spots we found all day. I had my first spill right back in here, and of course I didn't have the GoPro on. I went to pull the sled up to the right there, and I lost my grip, and I rolled right off, somersaulted off the back of the snowmobile, hit the back part of the tunnel, and right back in the snow. Of course, the snow was pretty hard, so the snowmobile at least didn't get stuck. I was able to crawl back to it and recover, get back on, and get out of here. But as I said, you never have the GoPro on at the right time all the time, and I come here to ride, not necessarily take video, so had a couple hours worth to go through, but you always think it looks a lot cooler when you're doing it. Then you watch it on the camera and you're like, oh, that was all. But anyways, that's the way it goes. Anyways, this stock exhaust on the Polaris here sounds kind of like a dog compared to the pipe cat. But anyways, it got up to about 45 degrees here, and when we stopped it was pretty warm. So got some good t-shirt weather in up here in the mountains. really like this area down in here, but there would have been some good side hilling and hill climbing and so forth, but this snow was so hard, and I don't know, it just seems like when you go up some of this or side hill and you hit somebody's washout or somebody's tracks when it's this hard, and it can throw you and fall off your sled pretty easy. And I'm pretty sure if your sled starts sliding down one of these hills with it that hard, it's going all the way to the bottom, and you're probably going to break some stuff. So anyways, we just cruised through here, and it was just about the end of the day right here anyhow, so heading back to the lodge. So this is about going to wrap up the riding for the day here. My battery went dead actually as I was coming down off this hill. So we stopped, talked a bit, and going to go back to the lodge, return my snowmobile, load Andrew's up, and back into town, see what the girls are doing, and probably go out somewhere good for supper, and go to the hill climbs the next day. So the rest of the video will be some shots from the hill climb. But anyways, had a great time up here. This will probably be my last snowmobile ride for the year, and you can see Jackson had us a lot of snow downtown. So here we go, Saturday morning. We're heading up to Snow King Mountain and gonna check out the hill climb for the first time. And you can see my wife is she hates being on camera. She's just ignoring. And as I said earlier in the video, this is the 43rd annual hill climb. I believe they said this brings about 10,000 people into town for this. It's a pretty big deal, and we're excited to be here for our first time. I've watched several videos of this on YouTube and on the old Slednex videos and so forth. So again, very excited to be here. Spent the whole day here. I got a couple good shots for you, but spent most of it watching and checking out the sites, and got to check out what new sleds for next year from manufacturers and so forth, and all the mod sleds for hill climbing. Also selling lots of snowmobile gear here, a couple beer tents. So let's go into the event here and check this out and see some hill climbing.
Right now, race number 44. Scott Watts and Riding Skidoo. Brothers, Utah brought to you by Skidoo. Number 4 with Frank, Face, Skidoo, Mom, Dad, and the family. Wife Audrey, the kids, Brody, kids, Emmy. Daughter Rylan, Kobe Drapo, headed up the hill. We got Airman Ryan Pancari watching in Japan. Part of the United States Air Force. They are watching the hill climbs in Japan. His uncle made a pass at the hill yesterday. All right, here we go. Race number 89, Sam Will. I don't know what that was, but we got some breakage right out of the gate.
Okay, we're gonna head back to the hotel here real quick, shed some clothing, and then get some lunch and head back to the hill climb for the rest of the day. And downtown at the square here in Jackson Hole, we went to this microbrewery here. It was pretty good. Like I said, every time I come here, I try to find a different place. So that was real good. I'm not a real big microbrewery guy as far as the beers, just like my Miller Lite or Coors Light. But food is always good at these places, and it was definitely good here. So now we're heading back. And you definitely cannot walk by an Arctic Cat snowmobile without checking it out. Kind of like a good-looking girl, you gotta look, right? So we took the ski lift up to the top of the mountain to check out the hill climb from up top, but by the time we got through the line and everything, I only got to see a few snowmobiles up there, so try my luck again next year.
All right, 2 more kegs. I guess I could put them on with me. Guess they know how to take care of their own here. Okay, so this is the first time in my life I've ever rode a ski lift, so I'm not afraid to do it. This is gonna be freaking awesome. I think my wife chickened out. She did not want to come. She went back to the hotel. My son Andrew and future daughter-in-law Lexi are right behind me. So this is gonna be awesome up here watching the hill climb. I am like so excited. So hopefully I can get you some good footage here of a couple sleds coming up, because I think this is running pretty slow, so I'm hoping to catch at least 2 to 3 sleds making a run. So let's see what we can get here. But anyways, Jackson Hole, Wyoming, freaking love this place. Been here a lot, winter and summer, and had some great snowmobiling and everything. But the hill climb, first time at the hill climb. I think they said this was the 43rd annual Jackson Hole Hill Climb. This is the championship. This is the real deal. There we go. Looks like an Arctic Cat. Now you're talking my language. Awesome. Looks like the Arctic Cat made it, and I can get a good whiff of the 2-stroke smoke, which That's a great smell. I can smell it right here, 50 feet above the snow. Awesome.
They're timing the snowmobiles as they come up the hill here, but the challenging part is you get up to the top, it gets steeper and then it gets rutted out. Of course, this time of the year the snow's really hard, so they get down onto the dirt and rocks and so forth, so that's what makes it a challenge.
Okay, we got another one coming. Hopefully we can get some good footage here. We're in a good spot. Well, he's still going. Threw a nice rooster tail of snow there.
Don't be doing everything you can.
Nope, that's the end of that run. Okay, so he did not make it, so they got him turned around, saved the sled, and he's gonna go down. Hopefully we can catch one more run here before it's all said and done. So I had this discussion with my son down at the bottom of the mountain. Would we try this? And the answer is, I would try to climb this. I don't know that I'd make it. Probably won't make it, but I would not want to do it on one of my own snowmobiles. But if I was totally sponsored and was not responsible for the damages, I would probably give this a whirl. Otherwise, if it was coming out of my own pocket, I'd be afraid because I'd probably dump it and not make it to the top, and it'd be awful expensive. That was our thoughts anyways, so tell me what you think in the comments below.
So after this was all said and done, was at the top of the mountain waiting to come down, and got to talking to a family in front of us that was from Idaho, and he was a farmer and he owned 3 Versatile. So he had 2 976s, which I had one of those in the beginning of the video that I found in Big Spring, Nebraska, and he also has a newer 290. So we had a pretty good conversation talking about farming and wildlife in Idaho and snowmobiling and all that good stuff. So always run into good people everywhere I go, and certainly did not expect to run into a Versatile owner at the top of Snow King Mountain, but you just never know. So like I said, that was pretty awesome. If he's watching this, put a comment below. I really enjoyed talking to you guys. Hope to make it out to your farm someday. So I'm here editing this video exactly 1 week after I was riding here, and Andrew just called me, and he rode today up in Utah, up in the Monte Cristo range, and said they just had another 18 inches of freshies or fresh snow up there, and had a great day of riding. And from what he's saying, they'll probably be riding up in the mountains up into well into June and stuff. So that's just awesome. Don't know if I'm going to make it back out there again. It's getting farming time here. I don't think I'm going to be able to get away. But would be pretty cool to say I rode a snowmobile in May or June. So you never know. We'll see. Depends what kind of spring we have here in the Midwest.
All right, after all that work, Daniel Hellickson, he says, I'm going to park it right here, a lot further than I got, a lot further than I thought I got. So I don't know why you wouldn't take that as a win. Looking on the bright side, Daniel Hellickson, Rock Springs Racer, going to take a high mark.
There's the finish line.
Got 1 time on the board. That was a fast one. Catch or crash out in front. It qualified in open modified. Up next race is number 411, Mental Berry.
Okay, now I am going to attempt my first official dismount of a ski lift, which should be pretty easy. So let's go for this.
509 SLP. This is his class. Going for challenge teammate.
Girl Scouts. Raise your down bar, please. Get to the ramp, exit to the right.
Yeah, this right. That's right. Okay, you can see the keg safely made it, and Andrew and Lexi made it. So let's go watch some snowmobiling.
Your nails are short. I'll try this, babe.
One-handed.
Hey, are you the one to see the mountain? The lift will be running until 5 p.m. and right now, if you want to get up there and get the best view that money will buy of this valley, it's going to run until 5 o'clock and there's not one soul in line. All right, with 4 racers left. Eric Kaepner up and over 136.69, 136.69. For Eric Kaepner going now, race number 6. Eric Wyring. Here we go, Dark Kaufman, making it look easy. Over 2019. And I'll tell you what, these Snow Devils need to be commended. Been coming up here for a lot of years and never have we ran so many sleds over the top, over this hill in such a great, quick time. Hill Health, you are awesome. Remember, there are taxis all over this town.
And you can check both these guys out on Instagram and YouTube. They got some good helmet cam videos of them climbing the mountain here, so definitely check them out.
Upside down and backward. Chad Simmons going to be flipping it for the first time ever tonight. 7:30 at the fairgrounds. Hey, have fun.
Well, it was good to see 2 Arctic Cats finish the day off. That's going to end it for the hill climb on Saturday. And Garth Kaufman, who we've been watching on Sled Next for quite a while, go check him out on YouTube. Look up Sled Next 4, Garth Kaufman, where he jumps a house and breaks his leg. Looks pretty painful. But anyways, he's back into the hill climbing circuit. And we now have to say goodbye to Jackson, Wyoming, and head for home. But we had a little detour. We ran down to Andrew's house in Salt Lake City, and I ended up buying his Harley V-Rod. So we hauled that back from Utah back to Ohio. And anyways, so now I am officially a Harley Davidson owner. And that is going to end this video. So thanks everybody for watching, and stay tuned. I still have the Snowmobile freestyle video coming yet.